Although, if they did have Wendy and like if Wendy's image was a bear, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
We're going with my theory that Wendy is secretly Merida.
I love it.
It makes perfect sense.
And now, the finale.
Of season 1.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okie dokie. All right, and we are back. Hi, thanks for joining us. And we are here to talk about the Gravity Falls Season 1 finale, Gideon Rises.
Ooh.
So yes, what'd you think of this episode, Dave?
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We just want to go through it?
Yes. Please and
Okay.
thank you. Previously on Gravity Falls.
We all had to move in with Seuss's grandma. That was no dream, dude.
Aww.
Por favor.
Sorry.
Is this
Abuelita.
Oh, Zeus, your grandma is
Zeus
so
is short for Jesus.
adorable.
Oh, right.
And his old lady soft.
That is.
Mabel, quit being creepy. The news is finally on.
To area shyster Stanford Pines.
That picture's taken out of context.
And now that you have the shack, free admission to everyone who wears their Gideon thing.
Oh, you bastard. Free admission.
Just kidding.
Dipper, looks like Mabel's gonna have to be the hero of the family now.
She always
Gideon
is.
with my
Sure.
grappling hook.
Yes.
What's that been?
No offense, but that grappling hook has literally never helped us once.
Oh yeah? Jelly crab!
Nope.
I vacuumed the walls now.
I love all our
So you
precious
lost the shack.
moments.
Look on the bright side,
Wow,
dudes.
the
Now you
figurines.
get to live here with... Would it be a new low if I ate that? I'm just kidding. I'm totally eating it. We gotta get the shack back.
Yeah, where has that grappling hook been?
It's a good question. When have they needed it, though?
Running away from Gideon. Maybe in the National Treasure episode.
Sure. That's a good point.
Maybe to get into the boy band thing. Funsies.
We get started on this episode with a little bit of a previously on, where we see the Mystery Shack getting smashed by a wrecking ball. And, you know, we see Gideon taking it over because, as we recall in the last episode, he has the deed to the shack, so it's basically his.
I don't think that's how deeds work.
Shh.
If you're a lawyer do lawyers handle those kind of deeds, or is that another job?
I have no idea.
Okay, if you're one of those people, leave it down below. Is that how it works? And I know Gravity Falls laws, but,
Gravity Falls has weird laws. So we actually find out this was a dream. Dipper wakes up, and he says that he had a terrible dream, that he imagined that the Gideon had the shack. It was getting torn down, and then they had to spend, they had to move in with Seuss's grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that was true. They did move in with Seuss's grandma.
So does Zeus, live with this grandma?
Yes.
Okay, I thought for some reason he lived in the Mystery Shack.
No,
Okay.
he does not. He has his own little break room, but it's like this big. So he lives with his grandma.
That's fair.
Abuelita. So yeah, there's a news report that Gideon has taken over the Mystery Shack, and Gideon says that he's going to have some kind of presentation at the shack to kind of reveal what its next plans for it are. As they're kind of hanging out in Seuss's grandmother's house, they do kind of talk about Mabel does bring back her grappling hook, says that it's going to save him this time.
Yeah, where's that been?
They don't really know where it's been. She got it in the first episode, but we haven't really seen it.
But there's so many points when that could have been useful. Like when you're running away from a monster.
Right.
Or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a grappling hook. Slumber party would make a slumber party much more fun than a grappling hook.
That's true. I wish I had a grappling hook at my slumber parties when I was a youngin'.
Dude, I want the one from Kim Possible, though.
Oh, yo. Yes. Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me. Let's see.
I'm gonna wake up. I don't sleep enough.
We're adults.
You're choking me.
Grandma, is that you?
We're in.
Just want to say, don't know what we're doing here, but I am loving
like his
these
hat,
fake
it's not
mustaches.
If anyone
I
asks,
also like people
I'm
with
not
mustaches.
Seuss.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, what?
today
Of course
I
he's
am
not.
delighted to announce and introducing our new mascot, Little Gideon Jr.
get Waddles out.
That's it.
Also, you know what it's made me think of? Gideon Land. Welcome to Gideon Land.
Oh my god.
Mr. Pines, I recall you gave the property to me. Look, here's the deed right here.
Well, that's all the proof I need to see.
Well, you don't have any evidence that he didn't take it. We also there's.
So you who's the old man? Ow! Ah, my hearing aid!
When did he have a hearing aid? Also, can we get Waddles?
Waddles, no.
I don't care for y'all.
And wait, why did they bring Waddles? I'm kind of mad at Mabel about that. Mabel, you didn't go in and grab Waddles unless like they were forced to.
Yeah, especially Dipper because of his giant crush on you. Eucalyptus trees. She loves eucalyptus trees. Saved it.
Oh man, guys, don't look now.
Take me back, Wendy. My arms are too skinny to keep holding this boombox forever.
I was never here.
Have you been getting my texts?
Can
Do
Wendy
I need
just
to
help
send you more
out?
texts? Wendy!
Calming me. So yes, they do go undercover to see what this like press conference is going to be all about. They go undercover, which is just them wearing trench coats.
Mm-hmm.
Mabel does have a mustache, and Seuss wears a hat that says "Not Seuss" on it. So like he's definitely not Seuss.
Yes.
Right. So they're trying to think of ways to get the deed back. And so Gideon reveals that he's going to tear down the shack and open a place called Gideon Land, which is like a theme park.
He's making Duloc.
He's basically, welcome to Duloc.
I don't know like why I went to that and not Disney World, but like Disney World's got some class.
Yeah. Gideon has 0 class.
Yeah, and Duloc is kind of also like Gideon's probably a little bit like a Lord Farquaad. A little bit.
Like diminutive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a short people thing.
That's racist. Or
short people got nobody.
that's such an offensive song. It's really bad.
It is really bad. So Gideon makes this announcement. He also has a mascot, which is he has Waddles. Why does he?
Why didn't they not get Waddles out before they like? I don't get like where they like just like super like ran out of the house like so fast that they couldn't grab Waddles.
I think they were running away from a wrecking ball, so they just was like every man for himself.
But nobody went back. Like we couldn't grab Waddles.
I guess not.
I was like, I wonder, like maybe would have grabbed Waddles. Like why didn't you grab Waddles?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. I mean, like I know, like in like if like you see something dramatic, like you're not really like thinking straight, so like I can kind of accept it, but I'm kind of like, you didn't get.
But Waddles.
What? Like, why? But what? And also, that's stealing a pet. That's just mean.
That's just rude. The worst. So.
Also, if you want to get Mabel, maybe don't mess with her pig.
That's true.
Like with anybody. Like, if you really want to get with somebody, don't mess with something that they care about.
I think Gideon is kind of over this now because he has another goal in mind.
No, but at the end of the episode, he wasn't.
Oh, yeah, true.
Someone's able to be his queen.
Yeah, it's weird. But he does have kind of bigger goals at hand at this moment. But the group tries to go on stage and try to expose Gideon for all the things he's done wrong, but nobody believes them, and everybody believes Gideon because, you know, they think he is a super psychic, and he thinks he can tell no lies because he's been able to guess everybody's problems and figure everything out, and he's just like little old me. So like everybody.
I do have a question about that, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah.
But like, there's something about it that doesn't make sense. So we'll get to it.
Right. So they get kind of kicked out of the event. And Wendy kind of comes up. We see Wendy. She's in this episode very briefly, but she just says that if the shack stays closed down, she'll have to go work at her cousin's lumber mill. So be a lumberjack up there because she hails from a family of lumberjacks. So she'll need a job, which means she'll have to move upstate, which is terrible.
Well, wouldn't you? Because like, don't they live in Gravity Falls? Wouldn't you only be up there for like the summer and then she'll come back for school? Yeah,
but then Dipper will be gone because he doesn't live in Gravity Falls.
Yeah, and then you won't be able to deal with his crush on eucalyptus
trees.
Eucalyptus trees I can smell. I don't know if they actually smell good, but like I have eucalyptus oil that I put in my diffuser, and it's just like one of those like smells that actually helps me go to sleep.
Nice.
It's a calming smell.
Eucalyptus. It's poisonous.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, then how do they get into oil?
It's like in like the right amount. It's like
So basically, like, as much eucalyptus I use in my oil diffuser thing, I'm not going to die.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty sure eucalyptus is poisonous. That's why koalas eat it.
No, I thought it was like it had opium in it. Not opium. Like some kind of drug.
A lot of animals can eat eucalyptus, so.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you eat straight up eucalyptus leaves, like that's bad for you. Like that's poison.
Oh, I don't eat it. I just like smell the oil. So I
Yeah.
think it's kind of like.
So that's fine.
Okay. Also, Robbie's in this episode for a hot second.
Because he just shows up to be like, when do you take me back? And that's it.
He does like the boombox thing from that movie, Say Anything, which is that romantic?
What, to hold up a boombox?
Well, yeah, like with a song that I think it's a song that they bang to.
Yeah, it's like middle of the road. It's not unromantic, but like, whatever.
I would say like it's kind of, like the only thing you can think of like it's maybe stalkerish, but like if you're dating somebody, you probably know where they live anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right.
It's probably just a bit annoying.
Plenty to eat.
No.
Relax. If I thought I couldn't take care of these kids, I'd send them back right away. Uh-huh. You too.
Uncle Stan, can we order pizza?
Aw.
They left all the money in the mystery shack.
After that, we kind of have to confront real life for a little bit because we see Stan is on the phone with Dipper and Mabel's parents. He's trying to convince them that everything's okay, even though they lost the shack.
How did they know that they lost the shack?
I don't know.
Because, like, I don't think that, like, that whole thing, because, like, Gideon doesn't seem like he's, like, that famous anywhere else.
Right.
So I don't know how it would reach Southern California?
Northern California.
Or Northern California.
Yeah.
I
Which
don't
is
know how,
south of them.
unless, like, they told their parents, but I don't know why they would tell I don't know why Dipper Maple would.
Well, unless they're trying to call the Mystery Shack phone, and if it's a landline and they can't reach it because it's torn down, and so they have to call from a different phone.
Yeah,
So.
that makes sense. But I do find it, like, interesting with, like, Dipper Maple, that, like, this isn't, like, where they actually live. Like, there is a way out. They can just go home.
Right. Yeah.
They don't want to go home, and they want to, like, and even, like, if Gideon unleashes his power, how far is that power going to go?
Right. Right. They have a way out, but it doesn't mean they want to take it. But Stan kind of sees it as an option because, like, he doesn't have any money. He can't really feed them well. He can't really put them up anywhere nice. So he has to kind of make a hard decision. Just say, like, you know, either keep the kids or send them home. Because he does care about the kids. That's the thing. He cares about them. Because he is great Uncle Stan.
That's just rude.
Back to your corner!
Rude?
No! Waddles!
Father, have I ever told you the true nature of this book? It was written many years ago by a brilliant unknown author who learned secrets too powerful for one man. He hid his journals where he thought no one would ever find them, because he knew that if the journals were ever brought together, they would unleash a gateway to unimaginable power.
Where's the third one? I mean,
Codes
like,
and maps have led me to believe the other book's buried somewhere on this very property, and I intend to find it.
So that's why you wanted the Mystery Shack.
That's right, Father. It's time to begin the search for the other journal!
he doesn't know what the third one is.
He doesn't know that there is a third one.
Oh, so nobody knows there's a third one except for Dipper.
Go other red car.
So we're back at the Mystery Shack with where Gideon is, and he is spending a lot of time looking through Journal 2. And then he tries to give some backstory about how
Somebody,
this unknown author, wrote
Oh, no,
these-
I just figured out who the author is.
Oh,
Lemony Snicket.
you got it.
Yay!
You won.
What did I
All right.
win?
Now we can just stop watching the show now because you already know what happens.
That was like such a fun mystery when we were kids. Or did you not really care?
About who Lemony Snicket was?
Yeah.
Oh,
You didn't care who it was? Like, I know now we know.
yeah.
But, like, when you were a kid, you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I don't think they came out till, like... Because he was hiding for a while.
Yeah.
I think I brought it up at one point with, like, the series of unfortunate events, like... But when the movie came out, like, nobody really knew who he was. So, like, we assumed, like, he was, like, a British guy.
Yeah.
So, like, they got, like, Jude Law to, like... And it was all mysterious, and the whole movie was kind of, like, a British feel to it.
Right.
And then once the show came out, we knew who it was. And then there's a whole different feel.
Right, yeah. Interesting.
So, Lemony Snicket's the author?
Yes. Figured it out. Good job. I can't keep any secrets from you, Dara.
I got some stuff right.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Yes.
You did. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yes.
But like Gideon kind of tells a story of many years ago, this mysterious man, or author doesn't say man.
It looks like a dude.
It did have like a dudeish outline.
Yeah.
So this mysterious dudeish outline, learned the many secrets of Gravity Falls, but they were too powerful, so he wrote them down in separate journals and buried them where nobody could find them.
And what Gideon says is 2 separate journals, which we know is not true.
Yes, Gideon has number 2, so he just assumes that there is only one other one, which is the first one. So he has zero idea that there's a third journal.
Why was like the third one? Like, why was that a mystery that there was a third one? Or is that just like, I don't know, something about the third journal looks like a bit nicer, so I'm kind of wondering like why it was, because like that looks like the third one is the only one with the monocle thing.
Right. Well, it's like the most recent one. So, and because there's a, so I think in the first episode, they say there's a point where it looks like the author just stopped writing. So that was like the most recent one. So like that was the one that was currently being worked on before it was hidden.
Oh, the third one was hidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they were all hidden.
Yeah. But somehow Gideon got the second one.
Yeah. Somehow Gideon stumbled upon the second one, and he thinks that there's one other one, and he is convinced that, based on whatever, that from, like, information he found in his journal, that the other journal is somewhere where the Mystery Shack is. So he's determined to find it.
So basically it's a plot of holes.
Yes.
One is the desert.
Yeah.
Although I'd rather probably be digging in Oregon than in the desert.
True.
Because that camp was abusive.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know what else I think about holes? Why come we never got our Kissing Kate Barlow movie? That would have been such a good movie.
That
was also kind of dark for a kid's movie.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Oh God, I love her.
Yeah.
And that's Patricia Arquette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there's like so much in that. Like that's a solid movie.
That is such a solid movie.
Minus the rap at the end.
I forget about that part.
I could play it for you.
Don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shia LaBeouf raps.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
But I think because I didn't care about the Kissing Kate stuff for a while, and then I think like nowadays I find it really, but it also kind of fucked me up, especially like with the dead donkey. Remember that? Because like the one guy, like the guy had a donkey, and then there's like this whole thing where they're like burning the schoolhouse, and they see a dead donkey. Remember? And like it's like and then they kill the other guy, and then she just like she murders a bunch of people, and like you see like dead bodies, and I'm like. A family movie.
Yay, kids.
I saw. Can somebody make a Kissing Kate movie, please, and thank you.
Yes, please. Por favor.
Even though we know how it ends, it's still gonna be fun. Gravity Falls.
Right. Gravity Falls.
Cailin's dying, guys.
I'm dying, and I don't like it. I just gotta make it through this episode.
This would be a lot more fun with batteries.
So, if you even find the first one, it's not gonna work.
Kids, we gotta talk. Your bus leaves tomorrow. Here are your tickets.
Uncle Stan, you can't give up.
Yeah, dude. Look at these faces. Be cuter, Mabel. Your summer depends on it.
Look. And they have the upper hand, but we have one.
How much is actually going to be revealed in this? I know it's a finale.
Oh, the journal. Journal!
But I kind of wonder how much is actually going to be revealed.
Right.
Just because, like, there's another season, so you don't want to reveal. I hope, like, enough is revealed.
We'll see. So Stan, upon the realization that he cannot take care of these kids, he says that he is going to have to send them home.
Yes, and he gets some bus tickets.
He gets some bus tickets for the next day. And they don't want to go. They want to see what they can do to
help.
Get the shack back. But they cannot.
They're trying to.
So they think that they try to use the one thing that they can, the one leg up they have on Gideon, which is a grappling hook. Also, Journal 3. Journal 3 is kind of the big thing.
Yeah.
There. But it could also be grappling hook.
I have a question. Does Dipper think that there's, like, obviously 2 other journals, or he just, like, or he kind of, like, here's the third one, he's like, not interested in, like, finding the other 2?
He never ever seems interested in finding the others.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's never, like, really a priority for him.
Leave that to Mabel. Whatcha?
Now will you admit the grappling hook is useless?
Nope.
Okay, what can we use to defeat Gideon? Let's see. Barf Fairy?
Yeah!
No.
Nope. Butternut squash with a human face and emotions?
Yeah!
No.
Nope. Mabel, that's it! The gnomes!
Why would the gnomes Why would the gnomes work with you again?
I think this is their hiding spot.
I wonder what gnomes do out here all alone in the forest.
This is normal. This is normal for gnomes. Scrub.
That's suspicious.
Well. Look who came crawling back. Take 5, Chris.
Please,
Guys keep doing what
please
you're doing.
put some clothes on.
Huh? Hey, Schmebulok, get my cologne! Schmebulok. Is Schmebulok all you can say? Schmebulok. It's a deal.
I am Groot.
Gravedigger, bus driver, really awesome cook. Hey, is the kitchen supposed to have that much fire in it? The entire lower half of your body is on fire. We're having a moment.
Where are you, journal? Am I supposed to say, or else
Why
what?
does this also feel like
You are
holes?
supposed to say that.
A
No.
little bit.
A little bit.
I think it's the accent.
So the season started and ended
You're
with
surrounded
gnomes.
by an unstoppable gnome army. Now give us
Okay.
back our deed and get off our property.
I have to admit, kids, I am impressed by your creativity. How did you...
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
No! Could it be? Is it? Of course! It all makes sense! The one place I'd never think to look! You had it the whole time!
No, but
and to
you
think
don't-
I actually considered you a threat!
Oh no.
But he's still missing one. Because that's he has to notice it's 3 and he needs 1.
Next time, do your own dirty work. Come on, boys.
That I didn't need to see that.
Well, that's it. Guess the bus should be here soon.
Gnomes are scary.
What?
What can we do?
Grappling hook. No.
Oh, that's the wrong answer.
They'll be safe though.
Sorry, kids. It's for the best.
He's not wrong.
Oh.
Aww.
Can't believe this is happening.
The end.
That's it. That's the show. Good night, everybody. Deborah and Mabel use their knowledge to try to recruit some of their previous, not allies, but enemies, perhaps.
They're gnomes.
They go to find the gnomes because they want to recruit them.
Why would they go? Why would they go to the gnomes?
Because the gnomes are very powerful.
But the gnomes don't like them.
No.
Remember, like,
Mm-hmm.
you remember, like, Mabel didn't want to marry you, and then they like found your weakness.
Yeah.
Like, why would the gnomes want to work with them?
I don't know, but they tell them that they can get him a new queen, which is the prettiest girl in the whole world, Gideon.
Yep.
So they're on board. So they join up to attack Gideon. So they can get the shack back.
Also, Schmebulok.
Schmebulok.
Is that all you can say?
Schmebulok.
He's like Groot.
I love Schmebulok. It's a great gnome. So they try to use the gnomes to get the shack back and to take down Gideon, but Gideon he has like a whistle, like a little whistle.
That he was abusing Waddles with.
Yes, he was being very abusive towards Waddles, and it was very sad. It made me very upset to see. So he uses that on the gnomes, and that it tortures
That's
gnomes
another
so much.
weakness, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Like a dog whistle, or no,
Yeah.
it wasn't a dog whistle. It was like
Pig whistle.
Pig whistle's ears better than.
It's like a dog whistle. Yeah. So I think they can also write that down. So yes, the high pitched squeal turns the gnomes back to Gideon's side, and they take down Mabel and Dipper. And while they're kind of in the kerfuffle there, the Journal 3 falls out of Dipper's vest.
Yes.
And it falls out open, so Gideon actually doesn't see what number it is. He just kind of flips through and realizes that he has another journal.
Yes.
And he's very excited about that. So he takes the journal and then throws out Dipper and Mabel.
Yes, and then they're sad, and then they get on the bus.
Yep. Because there's nothing that they can do now. They're very upset because they let Gideon win, and they almost never let Gideon win. So Dipper feels like he's let them down. But they have to leave Gravity Falls now, which is very sad.
I feel like with the kid show, there's gonna be some kind of conclusion, like it's just this season.
Finally got it! Get out! It's finally mine! At last!
Did he not
I
say-
have journal number 3?
Yep.
There are 3 of them!
Suck it.
But what? Dipper! He must know where it is! He gave me the 3rd one and kept the 1st for
Well, you're
himself!
screwed now.
I can't let him leave Gravity Falls!
Too late.
You there! Is it ready?
Oh no.
Only one way to find out!
Is this like Pacific Rim?
Sure.
Stuck watching infomercials for whatever that is?
Are you sick of piles of owls
constantly
blocking your driveway? Well, then you gotta get owl trowel.
Prowl.
Giant robot.
Yeah, giant robot. Wait, what?
Look.
Giant robot.
Giant robot.
I command you to halt!
Ah! Mr. Bus Driver, there's a giant Gideon bot coming towards us!
Oh, hey, dudes.
Zeus.
Don't worry, guys.
What?
I've been a part-time bus driver for at least 40 minutes. One of these things is probably a clutch.
Wait, why would he drive? Where would he drive? Well, he didn't want him to leave though.
But he's getting paid for it, so. But back at the Mystery Shack, Gideon starts going through it, and then he realizes this is not the journal he was looking for.
It's a different journal.
He was looking for journal number 1. This is number 3. He didn't previously know that there was 3 journals at all. So he's convinced that Dipper and Mabel actually have the first journal as well as the 3rd one.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks that the 3rd one was only a distraction. So he uses.
Oh, he
his-
thinks the 3rd one's pointless.
Yeah.
Why would he think that? Like, if there's a 3rd journal, that must mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it'd be really dumb if like he found the first one and then put it together and then nothing happened.
Right.
Because then you realize, oh, there's a 3rd one.
Mm-hmm.
You dingle dangle.
Yeah, but so he needs the first one to accomplish whatever it is because there's something apparently because he wants the power that is associated that happens when all 3 of them are combined.
Mm-hmm.
So
Captain Planet comes.
so he in the background of his theme park there was this giant Gideon robot.
Mm-hmm.
That McGucket was building. So you know if McGucket was building it,
It's gonna be a good robot.
it's gonna be a great robot, and it's also probably gonna be able to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So Gideon turns the thing on, and he runs to chase after the Pines twins, who are leaving Gravity Falls in a bus.
Yes. Yes.
So as they are leaving, they finally see that Gideon starts coming towards them, and they want to know what the heck he wants, because to them, he already got what he needed.
Yeah.
So, like, what does he need them for? So a chase scene ensues. We figure out that Seuss is actually the driver on the bus.
He needed another job.
Because he's been taking up a lot of part-time jobs since he lost a job at the Mystery Shack.
Mm-hmm.
So a chase ensues.
He already
Ruh-roh.
won. What does he want from us?
We didn't win yet.
I got you!
Okay, what's closest to our present situation? Raccoon in the engine or angry grandparent won't leave bus? Probably the second one.
I would say
How did they? Also, they left their suitcase. I guess.
yeah, it's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. You took the only journal I ever had. What do you even want with these journals anyway?
Aw.
Let go of her!
Aww.
You still
Good for
think you're
the
some
night.
kind of hero?
Ooh.
Oh,
Once I
blood.
find the final
Can we get
journal,
Mabel
I'll rule this
and
town
Waddles?
with you as my queen!
Dipper, help me! Help!
Do something.
Face it, kid. You're nothing without that journal. How you gonna fight that? No muscles, no brains. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's all I got. Oh, nice. Snap.
Let go!
Can somebody help me? Can we just get...
Ooh.
Careful in there!
Oh, no.
Dudes, no!
Rip.
And then they died.
That's a good ending.
And so there's a lot of action there. They kind of get to like a cliff top. And Yeah, and Gideon kind of starts yelling about journal number 1. And Dipper says, he only ever had number 3. He doesn't know anything about journal number 1. And then Gideon says something about he will rule gravity falls, Mabel has a screen, the fun stuff.
Yeah.
The romantic stuff. That's
I like how super protective Dipper is being in this.
Yeah, because they're in trouble and rocks are falling down and Dipper's pulling out of the way and they're doing this and they're doing that. They're both being very protective of each other.
They love each other.
They love each other because that's what siblings do. This show always gets siblings right in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just gets siblings because I feel like siblings can be written not in
it's either
weird
they
ways,
love
but, unrealistic ways.
I think it's they either love each other too much or they hate each other too much. And the truth of the matter is, it's just somewhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. We hate. Sometimes we really do hate our sibling. But if anybody tries to mess with our sibling,
we'll cut you down.
We're coming at them with a grappling hook.
It's so true. So Gideon takes Mabel and starts walking off. Kind of pushes Dipper aside. Also, he pushes Dipper and he gets a nosebleed, which is when's the last time you saw blood on a kid's cartoon? Blood.
Tangled.
Ooh. But on a kid's show. But
Tangled's also Disney.
But it's a movie. You can get away with more in a movie.
I just remember my friend getting upset because she just assumed it was ketchup because she had a crush because it's Zachary Levi and she was really into Chuck at the time, so she was really excited and then she saw that he got stabbed and she was kind of no, he's not dead, and I'm there's blood, and then he's no, it's just ketchup. That spoiler, the movie ends okay.
Yeah, but that's Gravity Falls sometimes has little things that I'm oh wow, I feel I don't see this in a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, usually you see that weird tic-tac-toe thing on other cartoons' face.
Right.
That's what you normally
just a line or something. Yeah, but yeah, and a little a scratch, a scuff or something. But no, that was blood. And so that was a really subtle way to kind of show that this isn't something you're used to seeing in shows like this. So it's real now.
Yeah.
This is a very real moment. Because it's oh, you bleeding. Snap. But Dipper does not give up. He runs and he jumps onto the robot, crashes into it, and he starts fighting Gideon. I like how Gideon's suit was you see it had all the little ping pong balls on it or whatever, which is very similar to how motion graphics.
Yeah. That was
not
weird.
Motion graphics, but motion capture for video games or CG movies. I thought that was really funny. So I just appreciated that. But a fight ensues and they just fight.
And then they fall.
And they crash and fall.
And die.
And yes. And they die. There's a big explosion. So nobody could survive that. So they died. That's the end of the show. Good night, everybody.
Or maybe they're saved by a Deus Ex grappling hook.
Yes.
Grappling hook!
Grappling hook!
For the win!
Told you
So
it was
Gideon's
kinda handy.
dead.
Mabel, that was amazing!
Not
Look,
as amazing
get
as you defeating that robot.
Hey, my journal!
Is this the thing that exploded?
Yes.
They tried to attack me and blew up my statue with dynamite!
Did they?
Arrest them!
You got him, Johnny?
What? Officers, he's lying!
You guys all think Gideon is so perfect and honest. Oh, I could never tell a lie. I'm Gideon.
He's more honest than you.
Yeah,
true.
and he's psychic, too!
Whoa.
How's this for
That's
psychic?
debatable.
Bam! Take a good look.
Wait a minute. Is that me? The secret ingredient to my coffee omelet is coffee.
Who's the fraud now?
Both of you.
Bam. So Gideon more so.
We gave you our trust.
You lied to us.
Please,
Murder him.
Is that what it looks like? What are you gonna do with me? Tyler?
Get him.
Get him.
Get him.
Get him.
Little Gideon, you are under arrest for conspiracy, fraud, and breaking our hearts. Derlin, the tiny handcuffs.
What? No!
Can we get the second
Just
journal
one
from
more
them, though?
thing.
There it is.
I believe this belongs to me.
No! No!
Get-
That's the
get-
hair! You can't
get-
do this to me!
Get the
You'll
second
see.
journal.
You need me!
Get the second
I'll be
journal,
back.
and then that'll be what the
You'll
next
hear from
season's
my
about.
lawyers.
There you have it.
Yes. But the grappling hook comes back. So Dipper and Mabel, I feel like they do like a lot of equally like saving the other one. So I kind of like that. I feel like it's not just like
I do kind of
Dipper
feel like sometimes like Dipper gets more, but I kind of wonder it's because like it's like kind of like because of like Alex Hirsch it's like a guy, so it's like he kind of like wrote Dipper probably on him. So it's kind of like
right.
But I feel like also I think it's just like these episodes it felt like that with Dipper, but I feel like Mabel also gets like her time to shine.
Yeah, she does. So I think they do it well.
Yes.
Like I think it doesn't feel like one too much of the other. They both have opportunities to save each other because like they're a team. They're the Mystery Twins. Which is really great. So they crash land through, and the whole town comes to see what's going on here. And Gideon first he tries to blame everything on the Pines family and says, you know, it's the Pines twins. They did this. They destroyed my stuff. Whatever. And then all of a sudden we see Stan kind of comes rolling in. And you know he says that I figured it all out. Like, because through the episode, he's having weird feedback on his hearing aids.
Did he always have that hearing aid?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Old people.
It's fine. No, I just feel like I never saw it before.
Yeah, right. So he comes in, he says, I figured it all out. And he reveals that Lil Gideon has a series of, like, monitors that he is using to spy on the citizens of Gravity Falls using his little Gideon pin that everybody wears.
Questions.
Yes.
One, the pins aren't like. How do they get like those like shots? Because the pins are on like there.
Right.
So wouldn't it be a point of view shot technically?
Yeah.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
And then two, the pin thing was just introduced. Then how was he doing all this before? Like I know before it was just like a lot of easy stuff to pick out. But like, what was he doing before?
Right.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Well. In, like, the first episode he's introduced, he's, like, trying to, excuse me, he's, like, guessing, like, psychic things about everybody.
But it's, like, all obvious stuff.
It's all, like, really obvious stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, but then, like,
so I think
and even, like, this one is kind of obvious. Like, what's the secret ingredient to my coffee omelet?
It's coffee. Oh, hello.
And then the weird birthmark on that one reporter guy.
My hideous birthmark.
And then everybody realizes Gideon's a fraud. And then they
get him.
Did they murder it? No, he just gets arrested.
He just goes to jail. But also the reveal I'm sure you were waiting for, which was the reveal of the biker's name. They call him Cute Biker in the credits up until then. Now his name is Tyler.
Oh,
Tyler Cute Biker. Get him. A great character. So Gideon is arrested. The day is saved.
And all of the stuff's taken away.
Yes. And the Mystery Shack, they start putting the Mystery Shack back together, and things are finally returning to normal.
Models!
Yay!
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yep, all my favorite moldy spots on the ceiling are still there. Even you, Daryl.
Hey, Grunkle Stan? Me and Mabel have been talking, and I think there's something we should finally tell you. This is a journal I found in the woods. It talks about all the crazy stuff that goes on in Gravity Falls. Gideon nearly destroyed the whole town trying to find it.
I'm glad you showed me this, Dipper. Now I know where you've been getting it all from. Spookums and monsters. This kooky book has been filling your head with crazy conspiracies.
But it's all real! Wait, no! Grunkle Stan!
Magic book. Ridiculous.
He knows something!
Dipper, you don't need that book. You're a hero whether you've got that journal or not.
Whoa. Thanks, Mabel.
The second one.
I still want it back, though.
I'm sure you'll get it back. But what a boring old man like Stan want with that book anyway?
There's like a nice chat between the three.
Yeah. It's really nice. And so right before bed one night, Dipper kind of talks to Stan and he says, there's something that we probably should have told you a long time ago. But, you know, this is the journal we found. And he tries to explain the concept of the journal to Stan. Of course, Stan laughs in their face because he doesn't believe in any of that nonsense.
Nope.
Not at all.
And he takes the journal away.
He takes the journal saying that, like, oh, this is, obviously, you know, this is good fuel for, like, stuff in the shack. So I'll take this off your hands. and Dipper is like really defensive about it, but he does let it go. So yeah, and because both journals 2 and 3 did fall out once Gideon crashed.
Yes.
And so and then we get one of my favorite sequences in the show, I think.
After all these years,
Well, I knew that.
finally, I have them all. It's working! Here we go.
Late at night, Stan goes back down to the basement of the Mystery Shack through the vending machine, which is the only last time we saw that was in the first episode, besides the last episode. But he goes down and we kind of get to see the reveal of what's down there. It's like a few different layers down. He has to put in a lot of codes. He has to do this. He has to do that. And there's a lot of like sciencey stuff in the basement. There's a lot of like blinking lights. There's a lot of like weird devices. And like he goes through, and we finally get the reveal that Stan has journal number 1.
Called it.
He also has journal number 2 because he picked it up when he took back the deed.
Yes.
Because the deed fell right on top of the second journal. So
Yes. And then he just took the third one from Dipper.
Yes. And so he opens it up to like one of the later pages.
And it's like, finally, I have all 3. So you're like, oh, so you did know everything.
So he knew something.
Yeah.
He knows something. So what this looks like, it's some kind of machine. We don't really know what it does. But there's a lot of mentions of that. It's to be able to access the machine is like a lot of power. So it's something that's very powerful. And we don't really know what Stan is going to do with it, but it seems like he's been looking for this for a really, really long time. And he uses that information to boot up this machine. And then as, he says, here we go. And then the season ends.
Yes.
So what do you think, Dara?
Can we just watch season 2? I want to know. I really want to know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine, there was a long wait between season 1 and season 2. So, like, imagine what that was.
How long was it?
I don't know. Let's see, August 2013. 1 year. Which isn't, like, that long, but
that's kind of long for, like, cartoon stuff. Because usually you just, like, take a break during the summer.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's, like, mainly with, like probably, like, nowadays with, like, the subscription stuff and, like, anything like that you might have to wait a year. But, like, with the like, more, like, network type shows, you just have to, like, they're done in, like, maybe, like, March or even, like later, like, April, and then you'd have to wait through the summer.
Yeah.
And then you get the next, so it's, like, a few months.
Right. But, yeah, so there was, like, a year-long wait, so that was a lot.
Dang.
For a fan. Yeah. There was, like, a long wait in the middle of season 2 as well, I think, between, let's see.
Was there, like, was it, like...
Oh, no, that's, like, some... Like a 4 or 5 months.
That's still kind of a long time.
Wait, maybe. If I'm looking at it right.
I guess I'm kind of wondering, like, was this show, like, only supposed to be 2 seasons? Or was it, like...
I think it's been said that it was originally planned to be 2 seasons. And, like, I think when we get to the end, we can kind of determine, like, if that fits well or if we think it should have been longer or shorter or what. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens when we get to that discussion, but we definitely can't get there until we get to the very end of the series.
That's true. I have thoughts, though, on all of this. Not, like, bad or anything. It's just kind of...
Yeah.
I'm more curious. But I was right about Stan knowing stuff, and definitely I'm the first journal, and I've got, like, new theories in my head, and also I'm kind of wondering, because, like, it feels like there's, like, a mix of, like, sci-fi and fantasy, because there's, like, spells and crap.
Yeah.
But there's, like, all sci-fi stuff, and, like, the problem with, like, doing those is just, like... They're kind of, like, meshed together when it comes to, like, nerd stuff, like sci-fi fantasy.
Right.
But they don't really work well together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, like, nobody knows how to do it correctly. I feel like it's really hard to do both those together. So I'm kind of wondering like how that works. Like it feels like it's a mix of magic and science.
It is like a lot of like hard sci-fi and hard fantasy.
Like the only thing I can think of where like that worked recently, at least like for me, is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they combine both, but they kind of recognize that it's all technically alien.
Yeah.
But like some people interpret it as magic and some people interpret it as science.
Right.
Like Asgard kind of like, so that kind of, it worked there for me at least. That's kind of how I see it. But like, I don't know how it works here.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen like, you know, like magical creatures like gnomes and like the other
whatever
stuff that I can't think of at the moment. And then we see and like spells and stuff and you know, like Bill Cipher.
Yeah.
But then we see like robots and like that kind of thing and like dinosaurs. And it's like I'm concerned if I feel like Alex Hirsch seems like a cool guy, so like I feel like he could do it. But now I'm just concerned how that's gonna play out.
Right.
And like, is it gonna mess up?
Yeah, it's weird because like you're right, because it's hard to do like those different types of, because they are like very different kind of things that you can put together, but it's like very hard to have it meshed together.
Like usually like they either don't mesh or you interpret, or like the magic is actually a science thing, or the science thing is it's like a magic thing, which usually that doesn't happen because it never works.
Right. And well, I feel like with Gravity Falls, like it's never really bothered me because Gravity Falls is just like such like a cluster of just like so much random stuff that like it takes kind of this refuge in like the audacity of having just like everything is happening. So it's like everything is real, everything can be this or everything can be that. So it's just kind of like it's basically this weird grab bag, everything in the kitchen sink kind of town.
Like I admire trying to do it, but it's something that's really hard to do.
Right.
So like, you need to be like extremely careful. Like again with Avengers, like the way they did it is that it's all one thing. It's all technically like aliens, which is more science fiction related.
Right.
But then just the way that people interpret it. So like it kind of like the Infinity Stones like aren't magic. They're it's technically alien and like science based, but just you know these magic people interpret it this way. So
yeah.
And then there's probably other magic stuff in them. I don't know.
So what are your theories, Dara? What's going on here?
I'm kind of going back to holes a bit.
Okay.
I'm wondering. Because Stan obviously had the first journal. I don't know how he got it, but I feel like maybe like his dad wrote the journal, or like somebody like that he knows wrote the journal. Basically gave, and then like wrote like 3 journals and was like trying to figure like out Gravity Falls. I feel like Stan always lived in Gravity Falls with like a couple exceptions. Or like something, or maybe like he never knew his dad or something. I'm saying dad because like the guy looked like a dude. Maybe it's his mom. Who knows?
But we did see his dad on Dreamscapers, because that was the guy. That's who signed up for
then maybe he
boxing.
didn't know his dad, but like they still could have lived in Gravity Falls, and like his dad was like doing this stuff, or maybe like that's where they always spend the summer or something. I don't know, but it kind of just feels like somebody in his family kind of figured this out. It was like writing stuff and then hid 2 of the journals just in case like somebody was trying to find it, but then gave one to like Stan, who's like his kid or whatever, and was like, hey, you can focus, or maybe because like I don't like, something came up where like it felt like, because the triangle thing kind of meant like, are they gonna summon Bill Cipher? So I'm like, is Stan actually evil? But I don't think Stan's evil. Like he's a liar, but I don't think. I don't know. Am I right with anything?
I am not going to tell you that at all.
Yeah, I figured.
So what do you think this weird machine is?
I don't know. Is it like a summoning thing? Is the mystery shack? Is there actually like a rocket down there, and then they can go to space, and there's aliens? Or like, is it like a magic portal that it can take us to different places?
Ooh, like in Narnia.
Oh no! Oh my God! It's like okay. So it's a magic portal.
Yeah,
and it's like basically it's kind of like a St. Elsewhere ending. We connecting Gravity Falls to every other show ever. All right? Huh? Called it. Comment down below. Called it, right?
You go through the portal and you come out in a snow globe.
No, it's just like that portal leads you to every other show, and then like there's like points like stuff happens to different stuff, and it's because of like the group people of Gravity Falls.
This is funny.
But I also had like the Hellmouth theory, where just like there was always something there, and probably somebody found it and tried to harness it, but like everything else is just like drawn to that.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of concerned about the mixing sci-fi and fantasy, but like, hopefully it'll work out.
So yeah, what do you think of Stan? Like where do you stand on him?
I don't know, because like I don't think he's definitely a liar and like a cheat, but he's a nice guy,
right?
Like he definitely cares, And, like, it didn't seem like he was actually looking that hard for the journals.
Right.
So I think it's just, like, something that's always in the back of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because for a while I had a theory that, like, he wrote all the journals, but then why would he hide them in different places when a safe place feels very secure? Because even Gideon couldn't find it.
Right.
I was thinking maybe somebody else wrote it and then gave it to Stan. Maybe it's like the original guy who wrote the... I don't know, maybe somebody related to, what's his name? Quentin Tremblay.
Okay.
Because I feel like he's probably got something to do with this.
Oh, interesting. I love your theories. They're like super
I don't like, because that's the thing. Like, I don't think Stan's doing anything bad, or maybe like he doesn't think it's bad until it happens.
Right. Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, like, with season 2, are they gonna either like reveal it in the premiere, or is it gonna be like a thing where like, it's gonna be like a thing where you. Oh, what am I thinking? Like, you don't find out right away. Or like, because I feel like once he did that, something's got to happen like immediately.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to reveal anything, but I feel like something has happened immediately, or like it might take, 20 episodes for the machine to charge up.
Right. There has to be like some kind of immediate consequence.
Yeah. Or even like you could just like jump forward where like this already happened, and you gotta like reveal it that way. Then basically like we jump like a couple months where like a bunch of something good and or bad happened. Right. And then Dipper maybe will have to like deal with that, and then we kind of like go back and forth.
Right. Interesting.
Maybe it's got to do with the time travel. I don't know what's going on.
I'm so excited. I'm like so excited. Because like once things are revealed, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have so much fun. I would have so much fun like pointing things out to you.
All right.
But speaking of pointing things out, you did notice that there was a symbol on the side of the one computer, which was the symbol that we saw in Bill's cipher that is like in association with Stan. So that was cool. That was a good thing to notice. And there was another thing I was going to point out. I forget what it was.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I think I said this before, but I love this ending sequence. I love the drama of it. I love the build up of it. I love the reorchestrated like theme song that plays under it. I think it just builds everything up really nicely. As we see Stan kind of going through, and we see the light shift across all of like the different dials and everything. And as he kind of takes out the first journal, that whole ending sequence is just one of my favorite moments of the series. It gets me so excited every time.
Well, even like right from the first episode, you were completely aware that like Stan knows more than he's leading on.
Yeah.
And I wasn't actually sure like, does he not trust Dipper and Mabel enough? And, like, once, like, they have the journal and, like, they realize that they understand, like, I guess I was kind of wondering, like, maybe it's like, okay, kids, I need to show you something.
Right.
Like, I kind of wonder, like, is there a reason why he's not showing the kids? Even though, like, it's like, it's, like, pretty obvious that, like, he knows something. Also, he knew about the bottomless pit. Just saying.
Right.
That means he might know more. Again, just saying. So... But I think it's kind of like, I'm kind of like wondering, like, or is it like, that's why I'm thinking maybe something bad, because like, why wouldn't, like, it's once Dipper Mabel, like, they show you that they're aware of this, why wouldn't you show them what you know?
Right.
Unless it's just like something they can't, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Nobody put spoilers in the comments.
Nobody, like, I will be scanning the comments. I'll let you know if there's spoilers in them.
Okay.
But if you're gonna talk spoiler, like make a big spoiler thing.
Yeah, I think we might have said this, but like it's our rule now that like put spoiler alert at the top and then make some space and then write your spoiler and then I won't read it.
Yeah.
Right away.
Be kind. Be kind. Oh, I'm so excited. I just love the show. So let's do some trivia. Let's see. This episode reveals new cryptograms, one that is all the previous ones combined, and a symbol substitution cipher, which is found in Journal 3's Mage. Interesting. Old Man McGucket doesn't have his cast on while he works on the Gideon bot. On one of Gideon's surveillance monitors, Pacifica Northwest is seen throwing darts at a picture of Mabel. I'm not sure if you caught that one. I saw that.
But I like that. I miss Pacifica. Not really. I just miss my Valley Girl voice.
Just miss you to pull that out. Yeah, we haven't seen her in a while. What's up with that?
I just miss my voice.
So this is the first episode to actually show real blood. Faker's suspected blood has previously been shown twice, first on Norman and Tourist Trap, though it's actually Jam, and several times in Submarine. And where are my cryptograms at? We got a lot this episode. The page for the squash of the human face and emotions in Journal 3 contains a cryptogram that reads, and then a bunch of symbols. It means, don't eat him. So please, do not eat the squash for the human face.
I thought it was a human with a squash face for some reason. Or like
No.
it was like a human with a squash head. I don't know.
Other way around.
Okay.
Right after Dipper, Mabel, and Seuss run out of the room, there is a carving in the pipe under the floorboards. Once it is coded, it reads, Bill is watching. He's watching.
But that's something like maybe Stan was trying to raise Bill up because like the triangle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. There is the left-hand corner of Journal 3's page on like the big old like machine drawing or whatever. Says I'm not sure I want to read that. I feel like that's spoilery.
That's fine.
It just talks about like the machine, but the ending line of it, like it talks a little bit more what it does, and I don't want to tell you. But the last line it says like, plus it'll probably get girls to start talking to me finally. So whoever wrote them is a
the journal will.
No, the machine that's in that like the weird drawing that like when you combine all the pages.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Plus it'll probably get girls to start talking to me finally. Tough call. So
one girl might like it.
Oh wow, great. Also during the end credits, it shows different pages of the journal. The one code in the journal reads reverse the ciphers, and the other one reads search for the blind eye. So things that don't really make any sense right now, but maybe they will in the future.
I assume that they will.
So
does
yes.
Gravity Falls like conclude? Like at the end of like the show, is it gonna be like all the questions are answered and like or is it like a thing of like maybe there's some that are unanswered?
Well, we can kind of debate that at the end, but the major questions are answered.
For me, like with any show, I'm fine either way. Like I like it if you answer like a majority of like the important questions, or like those are solved, and then like if there's just like some stuff that like if you realize isn't really that important, it's like I think it's fine if you're kind of like just like drop it because like you like the truth about it, there's like some stuff on TV shows like that just aren't that important, so like it doesn't really matter if you drop it.
Yeah.
Comment corner.
Yeah, comment corner. Sorry, I was just finding the questions. All right, it is time for our comment corner. We're going to be reading the comments from 2 videos today, which is comments I got on Boss, Mabel, and Bottomless Pit? ? Yes. Yes. Okay. If it loads. Hey, there it goes.
Hey.
So what do we start? Which one do we want to start with?
I don't care.
We're going to start with Boss Mabel.
All right.
We're going to start with Wombat Aldebaran, who, hey, I remember your name because I keep saying it Alderon. It's not Alderon. Who suggests to us a short tabletop game that you can play for a few hours? Fate. Because we were talking about some tabletop games.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
And since Fate works with everything, yes, you can play in the Gravity Falls setting. I actually did that once. It was really weird but fun. So we'll have to check that out, because now I am curious. And so Shoren Force quotes us, and when we say, is there a good goblin? When we were talking about if there's good or bad goblins. And they say, well, Jareth from Labyrinth is an adversary, certainly, but is pretty decent as far as goblins go.
That's debatable. You never saw Labyrinth? Mm-hmm. That's debatable, guys. He's not really... He's the villain of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he also kidnaps a baby. That's not a spoiler, because that's, like, the plot of the movie.
I can't believe it. He kidnaps a baby.
I mean, it's the only thing you're... Like, the only way you say he's not a villain is because it's David Bowie. And, like, it's got the Bowie bulge. Because, like, his pants are very tight.
Oh.
I think that was a joke that's saying, like, the kids, like little girls watched in the 80s lost their virginity watching that movie.
Oh, no.
It's very, like, in your face. But he does have the best song.
I have not seen the movie. I'm a fan.
We need to do, like, the first reaction double feature with that and Dark Crystal. Because I still haven't seen that either.
Okay. Oh, and Shoren Force also gives us the rules of the gremlins. Light hurts them, sunlight kills them. Feeding them after midnight causes them to create cocoons and morph from fuzzy mogwai into the scaly gremlins. Water makes them multiply.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you for the rules.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We see you. Wes Jenkins says in response to some of the weird business practices going on in the shack, it says, wait until you hit your real career earning levels. Tourist Drop, 1984, dropped $200 in the Petrified Forest gift shop on a sweet 1x2 foot fossil of a mess of fish. No regrets. Hey, as long as you don't regret it, though.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Like, we don't regret it. Like, I have opinions on it, but like, you can do what you want. I think that's like a thing you're learning. Like, I have an opinion on something, and Cailin has an opinion on something. But if you're happy, who cares what we think?
Yeah, really. We'll just like do it. Like, hell yeah.
We're not the moral high ground.
So like, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy your tourist trap. Finds. We respect you. I have a comment from James Wilson on that same video that says, that's a weird. Oh, that quotes Henry IV. That says, I can call spirits from the vast deep. Why, so can I, or so can any man, but will they come when you call for them? And then it says, long digression, Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls plays Gravity Falls theme, which is a thing that we do. It's our bit.
Yay!
And he says, I thought that would get old. It still works. In fact, it just keeps getting funnier. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you appreciate our
I think
bit.
eventually it's not going to get funny, but like I feel like that's like a bit we might do with like all the shows, but we're not going to put Gravity Falls and put like whatever the theme for the said show is.
So it's, we'll gauge it. We'll figure it out. But thank you. I'm so glad that you appreciate our bit.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, and this is I'll read a couple from Bottomless Pit. I feel like I had another one. Should I read that comment? I don't know. So I have a comment from Robert Presley that says, shouldn't Stan have popped out the instant he fell in the second time from the perspective of the others on the surface? I mean, like, probably, yeah. But, like, comedically, it's not as funny.
When he shouldn't have popped up, like, a second after?
Like,
yeah. Oh, right, because time was different in the pit.
Right.
Okay.
Right, they pop out the moment they came back.
But comedy.
That's, James Wilson quotes one of my favorite lines from the episode, which is, sometimes I think, is this all there is? Is life just some kind of horrific joke without a punchline? That we're all just biding our time until the sweet, sweet release of death? Just more silly, funny jokes for kids. Gravity Falls. Thank you, James. I'm so happy when y'all quote our episodes. It makes us.
That's not even that's just a quote from an episode, so we didn't make that up.
Shornforce says, what do you think of Detective Pikachu?
I didn't see it.
I saw it. I had so much fun with it. I've been a lifelong Pokemon fan since I was like 6 years old.
I feel like that's like a movie, like I didn't, like you're probably the only person like I know who would want to see it, and nobody else that I know would, and I didn't feel like going alone. So I didn't see it.
Erica saw it. I love her. I miss her.
Yeah. But
she's our daughter.
Maybe I'll watch it on like TV one time. But
yeah, it was fun. But like you haven't played the game, so I'm not sure if you'd appreciate it as much. Like,
but I know who Pikachu is.
Yeah.
And I know who Ryan Reynolds is.
Right. But like, no, I think you'd have fun with it.
So it's like a good video game movie.
Yes. Absolutely. It's probably the best video game movie. And it's just like a lot of fun, and I felt it in my heart. And just, like, as somebody who's played Pokemon for so long, and it was just, like, fun and silly, and, like, it was just a good time. I just really enjoyed it. They also say some of the vignettes may not have actually happened, so if it doesn't quite make sense, that's why. I didn't know that about links in the comments. Interesting. I'll try and remember that. Glad you like those hats. Oh, yeah, I definitely need to actually get one of those hats. Check it out on the show sometime. Buffy is awesome. I look forward to that. Oh, now we said it, and now we have to do it.
Well, we were gonna do it. The problem is that like Buffy's that's not a hard show to do. The problem is like A, it's a long show, and B, we'd also probably want to do the spinoff. Mm-hmm. And it kind of depends on like how we would do that. Would it be like we watch just Buffy and then we go to the spinoff, or do we like watch it simultaneously? Which like I know where it starts, so I can like do that.
Right.
But like I just watched all of Buffy, and then I watch all of Angel. But so it's kind of like which way do you want to go?
Right.
So, like, and that would take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we either A, need to, like, expand a bit more. Patreon. If we get enough patrons, we'll definitely have enough, like, space and time to watch Buffy.
Right.
And analyze all of that, because I do have several books that I can analyze. Ooh. And I'm really excited.
Oh. You have piqued my interest.
And videos I can watch. There's a lot on it.
And so, do I talk about this one? This was the criticism?
We can talk. I mean, yeah, why not?
All right. So I have a comment from our Rational Treasure video from Robert Presley, who I believe has commented on a couple of other of our stuff, who says, why is the majority of your episodes just describing what we just saw in the show itself or telling us what happens a few seconds before we see it happen in the show? Could you just watch the episodes and talk about what happens afterward?
I mean, we tried. I think it's just kind of like context, and like we both edit kind of differently. Sometimes like we'll say like exactly what happened, and then you'll go into the clip, and sometimes I'll be like, let's do the clip first, and then after it kind of depends on like how we edit it.
Right? Yeah, it depends. We have different editing styles.
So the fact of the matter is, like with us, like we react, and then because like, and we did do it separately for a while, but the copyright bots kept getting us. Yeah. And at least like now it's not as bad.
Right. And
so that's kind of the big reason.
And so like it's also important to know that we kind of do this in 2 different formats. Like we have an audio version and a version with the reactions. So like it's only fair that we include some kind of context about the show. So people who are just listening it can see it. And sometimes we don't show like full clips. Like we don't show the full episode. So like if you haven't seen it in a while, you like need to. Yeah. So maybe do we spend more time than we need to?
I think it's like it's kind of. I mean, like I don't know how else like really you can do it besides just like talking about like plot points. But like even like with us, if we're talking about plot points, right? Like you still end up talking about what happened in the episode and like going through it. Because like the other thing is like, could you analyze it? Yeah, but I think it might be a shorter episode.
Yeah, and it's like it's weird to like go back and be like, hey, you guys, go just watch that episode of that show that came out 5 years ago, right? Anyway, so remember the thing that happened with the thing? I was really looking forward about that thing. And I'm like, I'd rather just like kind of like walk people through it, especially when we talk about older shows, like shows that have been out for like years. Like, I think it's important to go back and do it. So
and also like somebody says like, oh, I was looking forward to like that clip, and I'm like, yeah, but we didn't do anything interesting, so like I'm not gonna add it.
Right, because we do have to like we got to be careful about like what we can put, what we can't. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say like if there was anybody like who I admire, like I think like we should be, and I was telling Cailin about it. If anybody listens to the podcast, My Favorite Murder. Obviously we're not going to do the murder part because the only time we probably will get to the murder part.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you're not going to murder anybody. Anyway. But I was thinking like if we ever do like when we ever like start like that one like TV movie podcast we want to start and we end up watching Lifetime movies.
I'm excited about that.
Then we're going to get into true crime stuff because Lifetime does like a shit ton of those. But I like their format because like they spend like probably the first like 20-30 minutes just like talking about life and like there's like it's like conversation and then they get into the stuff. Mm-hmm. So like maybe we'll like that's like I don't know if I want to do that, but like right now I kind of like our format. Mm-hmm. But like who knows?
And it's like we're always kind of ironing it out, so it's not like we're like we will never change ever. But it's like no, we got to figure out a good balance. We're working on it. But you know that's why we appreciate you guys watching because you're coming along for the ride.
Because like and also like sometimes like with an episode like we see as Gravity Falls, not much interesting happens. So like if we don't go through the plot. We're not going to have an episode.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we need something to talk about. But, like, we do appreciate the comment. We always appreciate people speaking up about, like, hey, why you guys do things that way or you should do things that way. I mean, we start doing these video reactions because somebody suggested it. So, like...
And we did it.
Your voice matters, unlike it does in Congress. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Good night. Just kidding. You just heard it.
I did. I'm just like...
it's a joke. So...
topical.
But it's serious. It's very topical. Anyway... But yeah. Oh, also a comment. Here's a comment from the Deep End.
Did one just pop up? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, I saw that one.
I saw one for 20 episodes. James Wilson says, "I don't know about Oregon, but Colorado, we had more than 100 degree plus days a year. That's crazy.
Dang,
that's bad. That's Colorado. You're like in the mountains. What is the mountains doing on fire?
Are they even like up near the mountains? Like they're like
Colorado.
That's like more in the middle of like, isn't it?
Like the Colorado Rockies."
No, I know there's mountains, but there's also mountains like around here as well. And like, I mean, I guess we're more up.
Yeah, we're like right out of the way of Appalachia.
I don't know how geography works, guys.
Sometimes there's mountains and sometimes there's not.
But Colorado's pretty close to like Nevada and California, and that's also kind of hot. I just like assume like there's like parts of Colorado that are like average, and there's some parts that are colder.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, how is Colorado? Do you like it? Are you having a good time?
Have you ever been to Colorado?
I've never. I've been to the Denver airport twice, but I haven't actually been into the state.
I don't think I've ever been to like even like the airports.
Yeah, I've been on the airport twice on a layover. I think one going to California, one coming back from California.
Well, wait, was that? Then I might have been there because were we on the flight together one time?
Actually, oh yes. Did we stop at? Was it Phoenix or Colorado? Because I know on the way back from that trip we stopped in Phoenix on the way back, and I don't know if we stopped on the way too. It was either Denver or Phoenix. Anyway, we've known each other for a while. So, I think that is it. Anything else?
No.
We got next thing we're doing is season 2, and I am hyped, Dara.
Woo!
Because our next 2 episodes are going to be the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Gravity Falls, which means we are officially in the back half of the series.
What are they called? Are they spoilers?
Episode 1 is Scarioki, and episode 2 is Into the Bunker. Both of these episodes I am very excited about.
Scarioki, I have questions about context-wise. The bunker one kind of makes more sense. But anyway, Cailin's voice hurts. So
it hurts a lot.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Gmail. I think I forgot that the last time. Email us, comment, rate, like, subscribe, tweet, retweet. The other stuff you can do on Twitter. Give us money. We can expand our horizons and like work on more complex shows. Not that Gravity Falls isn't complex. I mean complex is in like length, not like.
It's a very sophisticated show, Dara.
No, I think it's smarter than it is. No, because like I wasn't making a joke. I'm just like
no, I know.
I'm just like as in like lengthwise, because like right now it's like, or even like shows with spin-offs, because it's kind of complicated.
Yes.
To do that right now, but if we have that money in the Patreon, also we can start doing the TV movie podcast I want to do, including Lifetime movies, and I can do a bunch of research on true crime, which I really want to do because I like it.
Yeah, please.
Because I'm a dork. Anyway, so that's it.
Big dork. All right. So, until next time where we get started with Gravity Falls Season 2, I'm Cailin Clothier.
I'm Dara Whitman.
Peace.
Gonna find out next season?
Find out next time on Gravity Falls Season 1.
Okay.
I'm hyped. I just love that in there.
I don't know how I feel yet.
We'll give it a second.
Okay.
And then we'll review.
Get out of here.
Because Stan is unable to care for the kids. Wow, I just found it worse. God damn it. I'm Dipper Pines.
You're gonna get some magical potion.
Yes, it's a magical concoction called H2O. We're good at podcasting. So
we're amazing at it.